Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube? Got something a little bit different for you guys. We've only done this like once before, I think, but as the title or thumbnail may suggest, we're going to do a bit of a Gilgamesh guide here today. And it's not going to be like a super in-depth, like, I don't know, clip here kind of guide. At the beginning of this, I'm just going to show you guys, first of all, I'm going to show you guys how many Gilgamesh games I've played this season. For whatever reason, I'm not number one because, you know, that's how Smite works and it punishes people for being high MMR. But I think I'm like 34-0 or something like that. It just doesn't update very quickly. I actually just got done with the Gilgamesh game. And so without further ado, I just want to show you guys, I have a pretty good amount of worshippers on him. I have him ranked 2, undefeated so far. I do have experience playing the character a lot. That is the reason why I'm doing a guide on him. Otherwise I wouldn't, right? I don't like to talk out of my butt, you know, if that makes sense. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and skip into the build. And then after we're done talking about some builds, I'm not going to talk about literally every single thing you can possibly build on the character because that would just take way too long. Like, let's be real. Smite is an interesting game where you can build pretty much whatever you want. But I am going to give you guys, I would say, like probably the 2 best builds and then a couple situational items. And we'll just rock with that. And then I'll skip you guys into some gameplay where basically I just kind of play Gilgamesh for you guys, just like the Hades guide, if you guys remember that. I just play Gilgamesh for you guys and try my very best to explain pretty much everything I'm doing. Of course, I'm not going to explain everything, right? Because I'm just not intelligent and cool enough, you know, to remember to do that. But I will try my best to explain most of my thought processes to you guys. Now, without further ado, have I said that too many times? Maybe I have, whatever. Jumping into it. First item, Transcendence. I do this every single freaking game. Before we like talk about the other, you know, things you can build, like after this, I want to quickly mention, if you really wanted to, you could do Dominant Start, or you could do Golden Blade Start. Me personally, I think they're bad. I don't really like them at all. The Dominant Start is definitely better than the Golden Blade Start, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this. But just so you guys know, Dominant Start is just as good as Transcendence, but you know, it gives you pen early game, gives you attack speed early game, and you don't have to stack it, etc. Right? But the big difference between these two is Transcendence gives you a lot more ability damage mid game, late game, and gives you infinite mana. And on Gilgamesh, you have a ton of sustain. You know what? Quickly, I'm just going to show you guys. Gilgamesh 1 gives you a ton of HP 5. And if you buy yourself a health chalice and get yourself a serrated edge, like we'll talk about that, and use your lifesteal in your 3, this character has insane sustain. Absolute tons of sustain. So the only real problem is running out of mana. So this gives you a ton of, he doesn't really like get punished for building this in the early game, first and foremost. Like some characters do get punished for building this like a bit of a weaker quote unquote start, but I do it every single game and I have absolutely no problem in the early game. So I would heavily recommend it. And before I actually get into the build, let me just tell you guys what you start. Every single game I do the same thing. Every single game I go tier 2 with 3 HP pots and 3 multi-potions, and then I get myself a golden shard, and usually my relic 9 times out of 10 is horrific emblem. Sometimes we like to go blink, and sometimes you'll get a sprint, but I would say like 90% of the time it's horrific or blink, usually horrific, right? So this would be my start in almost every single game. I will mention an honorable mention though. If you're against like a, I don't know, like a Fenrir, you could go beads, you know, just that way you can jump in front of his tower and not really be too scared that he's going to ult you into the tower, etc. Right? If you're against an Ares, for whatever reason, a Hunbat, you know, characters like that, you can definitely start beads. It's very good. It's just most of the time I feel like you don't need it, right? So we're going to go ahead and take all this stuff off and then get into the build so we can, you know, start showing you guys some gameplay, right? Oh, take this off too. So most of the time I build the same thing, honestly. I usually build the same thing. The only thing is the order changes, especially depending on what you get for your passive item. For those who don't know, Gilgamesh gets after he hits level 5, he gets a random item that you can go pick up. And sometimes it like builds into a Jotuns, and that makes me go Jotuns sooner, you know, etc. And also when you hit level 10, after you kill the enemy god in Duel, you get another item. And that can affect your build a little bit. But most of the time I do the same thing, which is Transcendence into Berserker Shield. If I'm against a magical, I'll put it down here. Boom, we get the Shoguns almost always. An honorable mention before we get too deep into this, as per usual, like I say this for pretty much every single character I play. Honorable mention, this bad boy right here, if I could find it. Boom, Magi's Revenge. This item actually can make or break your, oh wait, I should take that off the build. This item actually can make or break certain matchups. Like if you're against an Apollo and you don't want to get a beads, or you're just, you know, for whatever reason, you don't want to get a beads because you think horrific thorns is better, or horrific, blink is better, or because you're just bad at timing it, right? Like for whatever reason, you just beads late. You're a slowpoke, you know? Magi's Revenge not only helps you cleanse the CC, but it also gives you movement speed and extra damage towards the target that cleanses, or well, pops your Magi's, I guess I should say. So very good item. We'll throw that down there as an honorable mention. I don't know why I took it off. Okay, there we go. And again, Shogun's almost every single game when you're against a magical. Honorable mention, you could also go Pestilence, but I think that 9 times out of 10, maybe even more than that, maybe 99 times out of 100, you're not going Pestilence. If you really need anti-heal that bad, just get yourself a Brawlers or a Green Xe, right? So honorable mentions down here, and without further ado, for the 5th time that I'm saying that, we're gonna go into the next part of the build, and this is where it changes a bit, because here's the truth. I will give you guys the items that I build almost always, right? But the thing that changes is sometimes we switch up the order of which we buy these items here. So these are the 5 items I build pretty much every single game. Now, sometimes if we get an early mace, you know, for Jotuns, I like to do this, into this, into this. Or if I'm just against a magical character where I feel like my cooldowns are impactful, or if I'm just snowballing really, really hard and I feel like I don't need the serrated pen that early because Jotuns is cheaper, right, than serrated. One thing I will say is 3rd item serrated is never bad. It's never a bad option. Sometimes I just feel like I can get away with something else, right? There's also an argument to say that you can go serrated into Hydras and then Jotuns, right? Because that Hydras is probably more optimal DPS. The thing about the Jotuns is just it's a little bit cheaper, and it gives you more cooldown, right? If you're wanting cooldown, you get more cooldown. But I will say Hydras is definitely more DPS. So I would say most situations, the way that I have it built right now, down here at the bottom, not over here, down here at the bottom, this is what I would say is probably DPS efficient to go in most games. Like this is probably your best build right here. I would not go any other. Some people are probably wondering, why not the breastplate? Why not? Because it has a good glyph for auto attacking. You know, like this glyph could be really good versus hunters and stuff like that. It's just not better. That's the reason. Could this work? Absolutely. Could it be good for you? Absolutely. But it's just not worth it, guys. It's just not. Down here, honorable mention for double defense late game versus certain hunters. If they have like double crit, if they have single crit, I wouldn't do it. But if they have double crit, you can get yourself a spectral, right? If they have and if they don't have double crit, I'd say more often than not, actually. You know, a matter of fact, I'm gonna move this down and put the spectral down here just because I like the positioning better, because prioritizing more important items. Late game, if you really wanted to, you could slam a Midgardian mail here and go double defense, be very, very annoying to the hunters, mostly even unstoppable, honestly. Definitely a good option. I don't find myself building double defense on him very much. So here in this last item slot, if we need anti-heal, usually I'm going to go, I'd say like 8 times out of 10, you know, I'm going to go Brawlers if we need anti-heal. However, if you're against a very tanky target, like you're against another warrior, right? Even though this isn't necessarily an auto attack build, you have the Berserker Shield that's going to give you some good attack speed, right? You could just get yourself a Green Xe, and that's going to give you anti-heal. And depending on when you need the anti-heal, you can change up your build, right? Like you don't have to build it in this order. Say you want to get your anti-heal 4th item, then you can get the Green Xe here, and then finish your build like that. Or well, more accurately, I should say like this. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to change these bad boys around because I think it would be better to recommend to you guys. I usually go Jotuns before Hydras, but that's just because, I don't know, I find it more fun, I guess, for whatever reason. I just like Jotuns. I'm a fan, I suppose. But I'd say most of the time you want to go Hydras before Jotuns, and you want to auto-attack cancel in between your abilities and try to burst them. A lot of people are probably wondering, and here, I'm just going to throw the Brawlers back on here, because that's a more consistent anti-heal option for you guys, right? Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, well, actually, before I go into that, Heartseeker. If you don't need anti-heal, then you're usually just going to go Heartseeker last. You can slam an Erendite on here as well. If you need to chase them, you know, if you think that's going to help. You could go Hasten Katana, but it's not really like synergizes with this build all that much. So I would say Erendite's your better option to chase people and or to catch out stealth characters like your Izunamis, your Lokis, your Alquangs, etc., right? But I'd say most of the time I just build something like this, right? And also you'll see me in some of these games, I like to do it mostly for fun, not to say that it's bad, but it's mostly for fun, right? And sometimes I like to get myself a Deathbringer. I'd say, honestly, I actually don't even build Heartseeker that much. I usually go crit last, or I go an Oboe to end the game. This isn't really a Gilgamesh build guide advice thing. This is just honestly any physical god in the whole game, like pretty much. Is you sometimes I go oboe last to bounce the lightning bolts from the titan and the enemy god to end the game, right? So I usually don't build Heartseeker that much, to be honest with you guys, but I would recommend it. I would heavily recommend it. I just, you know, call it ego, call it whatever you want. I just don't build Heartseeker that much, but it is very, 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 very strong. So I would suggest you build it. If you don't need the anti-heal. If you need the anti-heal, you just get your brawlers and boom, you're chilling, right? Oh, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, you guys are probably wondering, I'm going to go down here. You guys are probably wondering, why don't you build attack speed on Gilgamesh? Because you could just build something like this. You could go boom into Berserker Shield, into Executioner, into, let's say, Kin Size. And then you could get some more attack speed with like this thingy. Here, let's take off our build up here. And this build is fine. You can do it. I just don't think it's the better option. Gilgamesh, while he seems like an auto attack character, because his autos be slamming, right? I wouldn't really call him an auto attack character. And you'd probably just go serrated edge here because you're almost overcapping attack speed as it is. You will overcap it with your Berserker Shield passive. Although overcapping attack speed is not that big of a deal. It's just that serrated is just a good item, right? And you could probably go serrated earlier in the build, right? You could probably go like this, boom, boom, like that. And that would be perfectly fine. And this build is fine. Like you would still get wins if you prefer to do it like this. But I think it's way less fun and way less efficient type of gameplay. It just has way less ability damage, and your auto attacks will be slamming them with the build above regardless, right? So yeah, we're going to take all these things off, and we're going to put our fancy little build back here. And again, this is the same build I would go versus magicals or versus physicals. Doesn't really matter. I think it's just the most efficient thing you can do. I don't know if there's any more honorable mentions I should put here, I guess. Like Crusher's decent, but I wouldn't recommend it to you guys. Boomerang's decent. Probably not better than a Deathbringer though, unless you want to add it to the attack speed build. You could do that, but yeah, I think this is pretty much all I'm going to recommend to you guys. I think it's just simply the best build you can go. Again, change up the order if you want to though. If you would rather do this, like if you would rather just rush your cooldown and then get your big pen and your serrated and stuff like that later, that's fine. Just keep in mind you're not going to have the lifesteal from serrated. You're not going to have the big boy pen. You're not going to have the lifesteal. But I mean, if this is more fun for you and more forgiving too, because when you have more cooldown, that means if you mess up a play and you want to run away, you'll have more cooldown to run away with, right? So if it's more forgiving to you, then go ahead and do it, man. It's up to you guys. Without further ado, for the 6th time, I'm going to skip you guys probably into my first game with Gilgamesh, because I think I'm done talking about the builds. Again, go double defense if you need it, guys. Get Magi's if you need it in the matchup. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, I think I'm done with the build, and I'll skip you guys into the gameplay. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, my microphone was muted. Oops. All right, guys, we're gonna jump into the first game. We're against Destroyer, GM player playing Uller. So this is a good example. Dude, that was so awkward that my microphone's muted. I know you guys heard me clicking my me clicking my microphone physically. I usually don't mute my mic physically. The reason why I did that was because of I was testing some audio, and I have some like background noise. I was trying to see if there was background noise, so I muted my mic so that way I couldn't hear it as good. Anyways, doesn't matter. Whatever. We're playing the game now. We're picking Gilgamesh, and we're passing all of our bans. Why are we passing all of our bans? Is it because I think Gilgamesh is the best god to ever do it, and I'll never ever lose? No. It's more or less just, it's a guide, you know, and I'm trying to show you guys what to do, because I know you guys don't all like to ban the same characters as me, right? And I don't feel like you guys should be as restricted, and also I just feel like it's a good learning experience to leave open all the characters just in general. Now, one of the things we might learn is that Uller and Anhur and Ho Yi are just not worth leaving open, whether you can beat them or not, because they're just too good, you know? They're just too freaking good, man. Maybe that's what we're gonna learn, but regardless, even if we lose, I think it's just a good learning opportunity to leave open a lot of the good characters, right? And show you guys what Gilgamesh is capable of. Is he capable of beating Uller? Is he capable of beating Anhur? You know, we'll see, right? And even if I do lose, right? Maybe it's a close game, closer than you guys expected it to be, right? Etc. So, anyways, the point is, we're leaving open all the gods today, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if anybody punishes us. We'll see if we learn anything. Maybe Gilgamesh is the Uller counter, guys. Who knows, right? We're just going to kill one of these small guys because we have a bunch of potions ticking anyways. Might as well. We're trying to out-pressure him a bit. Our clear is pretty similar, I would say. The main thing is just to group up the minions and then use the claw shard on them, right? Doing pretty good, feeling pretty good. I guess I haven't explained myself that much. I mean, I am explaining myself a little bit. There's not much that has happened. Right now, we're mainly just trying to out-sustain him and fight over this red buff. I don't feel like I have enough pressure to get it just yet, and I don't really think I'll out-secure him. He has a stun, I have a stun. It's really just kind of 50-50, and I don't want to 50-50 it, so main thing we're doing right now is just trying to clear. I actually messed up my kick there a bit. I don't always go for the kick on the first wave, or, well, in the wave. It's kind of situational. I'll admit, Uller is very oppressive. He has very good clear, very good pretty much everything, so kind of just trying to figure it out as we go here. Oh, and we messed up our Shamash. Looking good, feeling good already. As I said, I'm the best Gilgamesh player in range. I'm just kidding. That's an honest mistake. I would say that happens honestly, about 50% of the time I try to do the Gilgamesh kick. Sometimes we overthink it, especially since I'm recording for YouTube now, right? I feel like the nerves are getting to me just a little bit, I suppose. But we're not going to let it ruin anything. We're not going to let it get to us too much. We're going to continue to try that throughout the video because it is very good. I do it every single day on stream. Okay, he just jumped away as I went for the horrific. We're running out of mana. He is out-sustaining us. That much is or factuals. I don't think I want to use any mana on this wave if I can help it. I think I'm just going to auto-attack it all down. Kick him in the face. And I realized I said I didn't want to use any mana on the wave, and then I immediately used my kick. Well, that's because I wasn't really on the wave, right? That was more of hitting him. So he ended up using more mana than we did, and we poked him out. So regardless of us missing our ult horribly, which, by the way, we will hit that Gilgamesh trick. And if you guys don't know what the Gilgamesh trick is, then stay tuned, I suppose, right? Because I will hit it. We will hit it multiple times throughout this video. And spoiler alert, that will not be the last time I mess it up. I will mess it up. It's not the easiest thing to do, but most of the time I'd say I do. I get it either 100% right, or I get it close enough to where I get a few knockups on them, but you know, they're not like perma stun lock, right? Which that is what the trick is essentially, is you're just stun locking them on the wall with the winds of Shamash. Shamash. All right, so we're gonna go pick up our passive item. Again, this thing spawns after you hit level 5. See what it is. Hopefully it's something good. Ooh, that actually is good. That's gonna build into our Hydras. All right. He's trying to steal our small camp. Right now, I don't think we have the biggest kill potential on him, especially since we whiffed our horrific earlier. Really haven't played this game that well. But I mean, that should be good though. Like, I think it's almost good that we're playing it poorly, because the way I see it is it shows you guys that you can make mistakes, you know? You don't have to play the character perfectly. You can make mistakes even against a GM player, Masters player, whatever the heck Destroyer is these days. And they're playing Uller, right? You're allowed to make mistakes. This character is very forgiving. You just have to know when to back off. Maybe I'll try to do the ult trick again, you know? Try to catch him. Right now we're kicking minions into him because it's pretty predictable. When you try to kick the enemy god into a wall, sometimes they just can't stop it, right? Or you're too fast. But I would say, generally speaking, it's a pretty predictable thing, and he can jump it or he can axe me out of it. So a lot of the times what a lot of Gilgameshes don't do is just simply kick minions into people. Or even if they do try to kick minions into people, they miss, right? And the way I see it is, even if you miss 3 times in a row, it's still worth going for it, as long as you're not being punished, as long as you're not losing too much farm because of it, as long as you're not, you know, just getting punished in any way, I suppose. So overall, I would say it's worth it. It's kind of like throwing an Uller axe or a Hou-Yi stun, or, you know, stuff like that, right? If you miss, no biggie. Just reset, back up. Take this. He did jump in. I can catch him with my ult. The problem is I don't actually know if I do enough damage to catch him with his ult being, or with him being full HP. So we're trying to get him low, and then maybe if we force his jump, we can go on him and kill him inside my ult. That's the idea. Looks like he's backing, which is interesting. I think I should be able to get the red before he gets back, but it really just depends on when it spawns here. It is blinking. He's already back pretty much, so we're not going to start it. We're at a little bit of a weird situation where he has 2 finished items and we do not. Well, I mean, we have a tier 1, you know, we got that advantage going for it. And we got a proximity ward. And we're Gilgamesh. So the way I see it is we're still in this, right? Okay, of course he pauses. If this is a long pause, I'll probably just skip it. If it's not, then I'll leave it in because there's a couple things I want to explain. So for right now, I think we're going to do exactly what we did the first time, or the first wave, I suppose, if you want to call it that, where we fought over the red buff until basically one person just can't fight any longer. Gilgamesh is very good at these like war of attritions, if you want to call it that, because he has so much sustain. As you can see on the bottom, you know, down here, well, can I even, okay, down here, I have 63 HP 5 and a health chalice. Now, he might poke us out and he might win this, but I still think it's really worth going for it because I think we have a lot of potential to get this. We might even, if he uses all of his abilities, we might just be able to burst it and kick it into the wall. Like, we run over, we pop our 1 on it, we burst it, kick it into a wall, and we can out-secure it. I would prefer not to 50-50 this buff, but, you know, goes how it goes, whatever. And now that I think about it, honestly, since I've already yapped through, like, what I would assume is over half the pause, I'm probably not going to skip this. We'll just leave it in. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're not going to hit AFK. I feel like he's just pretending he's AFK so he can out-secure me on this or something. What is happening? Whatever. It's just a red buff, man. I'm taking it. I don't care. Shouldn't have went AFK, bucko. Honestly, all copium aside, I really think I would have gotten that either way. I don't really care. Plus, he's an Uller. I already did this guy a favor by letting Uller through. It goes how it goes. Not my responsibility. I'm going to back here. He might go to Bull Demon. There is a decent chance he goes to Bull Demon. I'm not really sweating it, though. I think that's perfectly fine. As much as I want to go into the 3rd item Hydras because I got the Morningstar start, you know, like the tier 1 Hydras. I think going serrated here is just going to be better for me. I think the movement speed is going to come in clutch for chasing him. He's a very fast and mobile character. And also, just big boy pen, big boy lifesteal to out-sustain him. He's a poke character, right? So, end of the day, I think the serrated is just going to get more value here. I can't tell. It looks like he wants to pull Bull Demon or something. I'm not really sure what he's doing. Okay, he is going towards the rock. Not the Bull Demon. Oh, we actually burned his horrific there. So I messed up my ult again. I really do think it's just because, dude, believe me or not, when I stream on a daily basis, I pull off this combo without even trying half the time. And I think honestly a part of it is because I blast music and like the music like fuels me and makes me a better gamer. When I'm recording, I don't have any music going. But it might also just be the jitters, man. Like when I record, I think I just get nervous or something. I get so nervous playing for you guys. What can I say? But long story short, the point is I keep messing up my ult, but we are going to get him. We are going to get him with the ultimate one of these times. He does have beads now, which is great for him. He needs that, like, beads is like a lot of outplay potential against Gilgamesh. He beads the, I mean, it helps you just get out of the ult, right? But you can beads the kick, and that can be a game-winning fight for you right there. We did use our proximity ward to chase him earlier, and I was thinking about chasing him, but then he kind of started spamming his other abilities, right? And when he was... let's just go to the blink. I kind of want beads too for his axe, but at the same time, there will be fights where he just simply misses an axe, where like I would have much rather had blink than have the beads, right? I think the blink is just going to be more consistent for me overall, and it's going to make him have to play like on his toes a bit, be a little bit scared and whatnot. I am afraid of him like just randomly doing this Bull Demon. Yep, like I said. I think we actually got him with that horrific, which is great for us. Oof. Dude, Uller cooldowns are no joke, guys. As you can see, that is a big reason for why Uller is so good. I was getting nervous there, man. That's a big reason for why Uller is so good, is because he's so hard to chase down. He has multiple CCs because he's going to get multiple axes off in the fight. Typically, not always, but typically going to get multiple axes off. And he has movement speed on his 2, and he has a jump, and jumps are one of the best CCs in the entire game, right? Like, there's just a lot of reasons for why he's hard to kill, and a lot of reasons for why he's good at killing. Oh, that was a risky play by me. We risked it for the biscuit and we got it, so it was a good play on us. He might just pick up this rock and try to heal his tower here, which I'm okay with. I mean, I would greatly prefer him to not do that, but maybe I should have committed to the tower and just gotten that, but then I would have given him red buff. I don't know. I just prefer to play it this way. I'd rather have buff control, farm control, than worry too much about him healing up his tower. Although he is definitely going to heal up his tower. That is not even a question in my mind, but we're getting to the point where we're in a good spot, man. Hydra's is going to be some big burst damage that he may not expect. Alright, so we poked out the tower a little bit there. We're not going to get punished too much for it. There is no Bull Demon to get. Normally when people are healing their tower like that, you want to just go for Bull Demon because it kind of forces them to leave. But we don't have a Bull Demon to get because he got it, because, you know, typical Hunter players, just when you can't fight your opponent, just go PvE, you know, smile. Typical. I think his beads should still be down, theoretically. So we poked the tower a little bit again. That one wasn't as good as before, but we're still poking it. I think we want to reset. No, we're fine. Nah, dude, I hate hunters, man. I hate hunters so much. This just AFK under your tower and wait for late game and pray that they just... Pray that your opponent just walks into you and lets you win. Smile. He did just jump into us. That's a little bit risky for him to do. Oof. We could blink under tower here. I don't really think it's all that worth it, though. I don't think we need to. He doesn't have the scepter anymore to heal the tower, which is good for us. Thinking about blinking on him here. Gonna pretend to auto attack the waves, so he thinks that I can't blink. Alright, we're forcing him out. We're gonna get the tower here. Nothing he can do about it. Okay, so now this is the awkward part where it's like I want to get that rock, but at the same time I just want to back as soon as possible. Hopefully these archers don't shoot me here. I want to back as soon as possible because I want to be able to contest red. I don't want him to be able to like keep me around in an awkward spot. So I think we're giving up the scepter again, but that's not a huge deal, no biggie. Actually, he didn't even go for the scepter. He went for tower poke because, you know, classic hunter players. Am I right, guys? Typical hunter players here. We're proximity warding him, hitting him with the slow. He horrific the air once again. Very strange by him. We horrific him. He's probably going to jump the wall. He did not. He baited us a little bit, actually. Oof. Okay, so we pressured him out. Now, his best play that he could make right now, actually, is to go for red buff. He should recognize the fact that I'm going on this Bull Demon and go straight to the red buff and get that and use it as a way to defend his Phoenix, right? Now, he might not even realize I'm on Bull Demon, or he's just not, you know, smart enough to make the correct play. Either way, we're going to take advantage and we're going to go get the Bull Demon. He actually went Crusher before, like, Heartseeker or anything of that nature, right? So... that's actually really good for us because I think Crusher is like terrible here. Crusher is more or less just a 6th item you buy. Like the attack speed he's going to get from that is not good. As you can see, he's not even auto attacking us most of the time. So, you know, whatever. Okay, where is he? He's just waiting around the corner. We're going to jump, just try to force him out the best we can. He's doing his little Uller thing, but you know, he just doesn't do any damage to us. Oops. Alright, so like I said, you're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to mess up your kick 6,000 times. As long as you hit a couple good ones, you win the game. That's just that's our motto, ladies and gentlemen. Does he choose to beads this? Oh, we tried to blink auto him, we failed. And I don't know how I feel about this game, because on one side it's good because he is a Masters player. Not saying he's the best Uller ever, let's be real, he missed a lot of abilities this game. But he is a Masters GM level player playing Uller, so it's like, it's a competitive game, and I think that makes it a good first game for the video. But at the same time, I kind of messed up my ults a lot, and messed up my kicks a lot, and like didn't, you know, whatever. But hopefully, as the video progresses, I become a little bit less jittery recording the games for you guys and whatnot, and I do a better job. But so, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is I think this was a good competitive game. Just a little bit embarrassing because I think I didn't display exactly how good my Gilgamesh is. Mostly the ult trick thing. We kind of messed up our ults a lot that game, but you know, we can only go up from here. Like if we did poorly, we can only go up from here. So we're gonna queue up again, pass our bands again. Hopefully we don't get the same player. Maybe I'll even skip a queue. I don't know. We'll decide. But we're gonna queue up again, pass our bands, and hopefully not go against an Uller. Hopefully we get like an On Her or a Ho Yi or something of that nature. Hopefully we don't go versus a Bastet. I'm not banning her, but that would be so annoying. I'll skip you guys into the next game. Thank you so much for watching. All right, guys, we're off into the second game. Oh, we're against another Master slash GM. No, that's not even Masters. That is a GM dueler, ladies and gentlemen. I know GoldenEye very well. Well, I mean, he's not really like a good buddy of mine. We don't talk like that, but you know, I have faced him a lot, and I've seen him versus people a lot. I've seen him on the leaderboards and whatnot, right? So same start as per usual. And one thing that I didn't mention, I probably should have said it way sooner in the video, but whatever, better late than never. Why am I doing a Gilgamesh guide, by the way? Well, because I'm just being a little selfish today. And what I mean by selfish is like, I don't know, dude, it's just hard to come up with like ideas for like videos sometimes because of all the duel bans currently. Like it's just, the meta's so stale, and as much as people love to see like these lower tier characters, there's actually not that many. Like, you guys would be surprised, at least for my channel. I won't speak on anybody else's channel, but at least for my channel, people enjoy more like like the teaching type of content, and like this is the best strategy and this and this and that, right? More than like gimmicky, oh, I played Kepri, lol, haha, you know, like, so, and there's only so many characters that are good, right? And like, I don't know, I'm just frustrated, can't come up with anything to do, I suppose. And my Gilgamesh video actually did really well, and let's be real, I don't think it was all because of Gilgamesh. I think it was because, you know, #1 warrior, and also because of the guy, the purple border King Arthur with a bunch of stars. You know, it was just a really good, like, I don't know, clickbaity video, I suppose, even though it wasn't like lying clickbait, but still clickbait. But still, the point is my Gilgamesh video did good, and I love Gilgamesh. He's my favorite duel character right now. So why not just make a guide for him, right? Come here, come here. That's what I was trying to do a little bit more in the first game, but he wasn't really allowing me to do it as much as I wanted to. All right, so he opted to poke me a little bit more there than to clear the wave. So I think we can get our blue buff for free over here. And even if we don't get it, we should be able to secure the smalls, and by securing the smalls, we'll hit level 5, right? Which will allow us to kill this guy, or at least pop his beads or make him scared, something of that nature, right? But I think, like, what I initially thought was correct, which is, he's just not going to contest. He went for poke on me, ended up taking a lot of poke himself, actually, and he didn't clear the wave, and we just have so much healing with our warrior stats, and with our health and multi-potions, right? So we just have so much pressure doing this stuff. We got tier 1 magic defense, which is pretty unlucky. We're just going to end up selling that. I mean, it does give us some some MP5, but pretty useless item overall, I would say. We're going to clear this wave, and then we're going to look to get the scepter. The rock always spawns at 2 minutes, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. So we're 5 seconds away from that. Technically, it spawns like a couple seconds after, or well, it's hittable, I should say. But it starts to do this at 2 minutes, right? So it spawns at 2:03. And as much as I would love to back from my Transcendence as soon as possible, it looks like he's not contesting this, so we're actually going to get a fine back off either way. If he like was contesting me, he'd basically force me to stay, and I would have to clear the next wave, right? But so we're gonna just sell this and get our health chalice. That's what I usually do pretty much every single game. I try to get my health chalice online as soon as possible, even if it means selling my potions. At the end of the day, when you sell an HP pot, you're only losing like, what is it, like 13 gold or 17 gold or something like that. Something really small, kind of irrelevant. So don't worry about selling potions. The chesters spawn at 3 minutes, so we're setting up for that, and also the red buff. We ended up keeping our item and not selling it because I don't really think we were going to get anything better. I don't think we would have had enough gold to buy anything, so we just kept our item, keeping the MP5. We'll sell it on the next back probably. And so for right now, we're just waiting, seeing what he does, seeing if the chesters spawn right here. They did. When they're right here, I like to just pull them. Oh, dang, I thought I was going to kill that way faster. It was a mistake. Hopefully he doesn't steal both of our chesters, man. That'd be so rude of him. He could just like pull that red buff and try to burst it with his ult. But it looks like he's at the blue buff, no problem. We're gonna start this bad boy. Always just hit the middle one. Especially if you have your 1-up, which I don't have my 1-up, but if you have your 1, boom, you know, you're gonna clear the smalls, no problem, because you have a claw shard, or well, the golden shard, and also because you should have scepter pressure. That's another thing, especially when you have scepter. Just hit the big one because your scepter plus your 1 plus your claw shard, or your golden shard, whatever. Your shard, let's just call it that, is going to clear the small guys, right? You want to prioritize getting the big boy. Alright, so we got this. We could back for tier 2 a physical defense, but I don't really think that's really that big, and I don't really think I'm that scared of this guy, so I'm just going to try to get farm. He might steal it from us. That's not what we want, but I think we're willing to risk it. Feeling a little bit dangerous today, you know? Pressuring him out. Oops. Fumbling over my words a little bit here. It's kind of hard for me to do like a play-by-play thing. Like, not so hard that I like can't do it, right? Like, you know, I can do it, but I do stumble over my words sometimes, and it does make me play a little bit worse. But this is kind of like a guide, so I'm gonna try to yap as much as possible for you guys. So I don't actually need to sell this item to afford my thing, but the OCD in me, I don't always do it, right? But when it's something that's useless as 5 MP5, right? It's pretty useless. I'm just gonna sell it so that way I can put my defensive item in the right slot. Like, that's actually why I'm doing it. And we're gonna back here because there's just nothing on the map to get, right? So we're just gonna back up and we're gonna start this item here because we can get it. We can get the tier 1. It's gonna give us some movement speed. 3% movement speed isn't much, but it could be the difference of whether we escape or whether we catch our opponent, right? Scepter spawns in 10 seconds. We're looking to get that. We're looking to kick these minions into this guy's face if we can. We did get it. Since, oh, by the way, we level the 1 because it goes down in cooldown, something I should have mentioned way earlier, my apologies. We level the 1 over the 2 because they nerfed the 2 damage a lot. It still is his most damage, but it's just not more valuable than the 1 because they buffed the 1, making it to where you have 30 passive HP 5 at all times. So, long story short, the 1 is great clear, helps you PvE, it goes down in cooldown, and, you know, more cooldowns equal more farm, right? More slows, more damage, etc. And it gives you a ton of HP 5, and a big reason for why Gilgamesh is good right now is because he just out poke trades you. It's almost like he's a healer with how much sustain he has. Health Chalice, plus Serrated, plus his 3, plus his 1. Right now, I'm not really looking too much to make plays by kicking him and stuff. I am a little bit, but I'm not forcing it too much because I don't really need to. Honestly, right now I'm just trying to get a lead. Also, Susanoo is a very difficult character to kill because he has a lot of mobility. And on top of that, he's rush defense and has beads. Beads is a very good item to rush against Gilgamesh because Goldeneye is pretty smart. Most people would probably just go horrific or something and then die because they have horrific. But Goldeneye knows better than that, so he ended up getting the beads. So it's just like, long story short, it's not like I'm not trying to fight him, but at the same time, I'm not bloodthirsty, you know? Like, I don't care that much. Once I get my Serrated and my second relic, which is actually very soon, that's when I think I'll have a lot of kill potential. Maybe not a lot, but a lot more than I do now. So that's when I'll be looking for it, right? Chesters should have respawned by now. Because it's been 3 minutes. They spawned in the back, so we'll go get that later. The Chesters spawn every 3 minutes, for those who don't know. Could have went for the ult trick on him there, but again, just not that thirsty for a kill. Also, he would have just beads it anyways, but it is worth forcing the beads. I'm just not that worried about it. I'm concentrated more on the farm because I'm concentrated on winning the game. This is not a montage video for you guys. This is a how to play. This is a guide. And so I'm going to show you guys how to play, and I'm going to guide you guys at the end of the day, right? I really would love to get beads versus, see, told you guys just respawn here because it spawns every 3 minutes, and it wasn't in the other 2 locations, which are here and here and here and here. That's actually 4 locations, but you know what I mean. It's 2 locations where 2 chesters mirror each other symmetrically across the map. So his is actually in the same spot on his side of the map. Blop. And since I don't really think there's that much for us to do, I think we're just going to go check and see if he killed his chest, or he did not. So we're going to steal it from him. We could pull it all the way to the lane, but it's just not really worth it. Not worth the work, man. I'm just too lazy. What can I say? Oh, he did get these smalls. Good on him. Smart, smart, smart. All right, so now we can start looking for kills. We got the proximity ward. We got the damage with the serrated. We got the double relic. We can start looking for kills for sure. Yeah, we do very solid damage now. I don't think he meant to dash in like that. That's probably a misplay. I mean, there definitely was a misplay, but what I'm saying is he probably didn't mean to. Actually, I would not have died even if he pulled me into the tower there. I actually misplayed, and I'm going to point that out to you guys so you guys, you know, I'm trying to show you guys proper play, right? I should have ulted and then used my 1, because the 1, for those who don't know, basically when you auto attack somebody on the edge of Gilgamesh ult, you send them back into the center, right? Unless they pop beads or Aegis, in which case it doesn't work. But when you auto attack someone on the edge, it sends them to the center, but it actually also works with his jump. If you jump and they're on the edge, it knocks them to the center. And if you pop your 1, it actually knocks them towards the center as well. So what I'm saying is I should have ulted and then tried to catch him out with my 1. Now he could have just beadsed it, but again, it's still proper play, and I would have been able to force his beads there. So I'm actually not going to commit to this kill because I think he'll just bait me around. I was hoping he would stop his back there. Dude, it sucks because, like, I mean, I'm passing bans, right? And don't get me wrong, Susano's not really a character you expect to see when you're passing bans, but I'm still going to say it. It sucks that I'm going against these mobile characters, because most of my Gilgamesh games, I actually just stomp people. Like, I'm talking, I kill them, like, 5 times in 6 minutes. Like, utterly stomp them. But I've gotten 2 Master / GM level players, and they're on high mobility characters, so... But don't worry, I am very certain that we will see, you guys will see the stomps. The moment I go against somebody who's not like a GM player on a high mobility character, you guys will see it. So just stay tuned, I suppose. These are really good games though, I think, for you guys, because these are the type of games where you make most of your improvement. Stomping people, it's not really, I wouldn't say that really helps you grow as a player. It's games like this where it's back and forth and you're focusing on like the little things in the game, you know, like farm, and you want to prioritize and make sure you're there for every single buff camp, every single spawn, etc., right? I think I actually am just going to blink on this tower here and force it. We love that kick trick. It's not really like a trick. It's just something people don't really expect from you, which is you can kick minions into people, right? But they don't expect it to work that way. I would almost say that people expect it to kick them because they don't realize that the minion, it's basically like you kick the minion the second it goes past them. So you're kicking a minion that's literally like 1 centimeter away from them, and so it sends the minion flying away from you, but it actually keeps the god right next to you. So you're essentially just stunning them. You're literally just stunning the character right in front of you. It's one of the best ways to use the kick, in my opinion, and if you can do it every single time, then you should. I'd say it's a lot easier to do it against melee characters that kind of stand next to the minion wave, right? When you're against ranged characters, you kind of have to do like the longer range kick. You don't have to, but you know what I mean. You get it. You guys understand. And the reason why I blinked on that tower instead of jumping in was because I didn't know how much damage he did. I didn't know if he was going to be able to kill us or get us low. I was pretty confident that we were going to get away with what we were doing, but I didn't know for a fact, right? So it's safer just to use the relic to get in there, and that way we still have our jump up if we need it to escape, right? One thing I am worried about is him sneaking Bull Demon, although he is a Susanoo. He doesn't exactly burn it as fast as like an Uller may do. Now, he does have a lot of CDR now. Well, let's not underestimate him because Susanoo has an incredible late game, as my video said, you know, the video that he was referencing. So he has 4 items in, he's got a lot of cooldown, and he's got a red pot, so we don't want to underestimate him. But that we also don't want to play passive and let him get away with whatever he wants to do, right? So I think what we're doing here is we're getting the red buff to make our fight even stronger. We're backing, we're buying a Jotuns, and we're buying a red pot of our own because he bought a red pot, and also I was probably going to get one regardless because this is the point of the game where we can actually just win. This is a massive spike. We have 30% cooldown, we have red buff, we have red pot. It's an absolute heck of a spike, and we're going to push here. We're going to try our best to get a kill. Actually messed up the kick. Yeah, I think that guy was dead 100%, or at the very least we get his beads if we didn't mess up the kick there, but oh well. We also didn't horrific him, but he does have sprint, so I don't really care that much about all that. We put the proximity ward up there because it works as like a normal ward, but it also slows them if they come in, right? So double whammy there. We can definitely force this fight against him, no problem. Probably gonna sprint that. He did. Okay, we're gonna just get this rock, get every little small advantage we can. Again, right, okay, so as I was gonna say, we're gonna get every small advantage we can because it may seem boring or whatnot, but that's just the truth of like good gameplay in Duel, is you prioritize farm over kills, especially when you don't think you're gonna get the kill. I was not going to kill him there. He has too much mobility, but as you can see, he kind of just walked back in and died. Like that was entirely on him. I don't know why he did that. I should not be able to kill him there, but he walked back in and we're taking advantage of it, so I think we just back up here. Now this is the part of the game where it's like maybe we go double defense, maybe we just finish with a Heartseeker, maybe we go Odibo, right? And I think my best play here, I'm actually gonna get this. I'm gonna get this Jotuns upgrade, and I will say I honestly think the other Jotuns upgrade is better overall. The other Jotuns gives you cooldowns back, which is really good. But we're at the stage of the game where we're trying to front door the Titan, kind of. That's why we got the Oboe. The Oboe is for the Titan, not the enemy god, although it does decent damage to the enemy god, but a Heartseeker or a Brawlers would do way more. We don't really need Brawlers versus him. Probably just a Heartseeker, right? Maybe an Erendite to chase him. But the Oboe is to put pressure on the Titan, right? So, what I was getting at is we might get low HP and have to run away. And this Jotuns gives us a little bit of potential healing, although that's not the biggest of deals. What this Jotuns does is it gives us some movement speed to run away from him, which is really, really impactful. So right now we're going to just front door the Titan to the best of our ability. We're hitting the Titan. It's gonna bounce the Oboe between the Titan and him. We're putting our ults up like this. Oof. See, this is the Jotun's movement speed I was talking about. Now we could have stuck that and just died potentially and got it to 1 HP and maybe even actually killed the Titan. But again, this is a guide, I'm trying to teach you guys proper play. And the proper play right here is actually just a reset, pick up our red buff, pick up our scepter, and then back to, you know, full heal. But let's be real, we're almost full HP anyways. We're backing for this. We're getting relic upgrades. So now we're so much stronger than we were before. We were almost half HP. We healed a lot, right? But we were half HP with non-upgraded relics and no red buff and no scepter. So now we're at the point where he knows what I'm doing, and he's either going to just let me kill it and it's game over. And he knows this. He's a Masters GM player. He's well aware of what's about to happen. He knows that I'm either going to kill his Titan in front of him, or he's going to have to just force a fight, and he's going to die forcing a fight against me. Because he has to basically take a fight that he doesn't want to take, but he has to, right? So this Phoenix is spawning soon. Alright, we got the ult trick on him a little bit there, but not quite. because we actually have too much attack speed. Later in the game, when you get a bunch of attack speed, basically how the ult trick works is you put them on the wall, you put the ult right next to them, and you just keep hitting them into the air over and over, and you got to time it correctly. And in the early game, you time it by pretty much just auto attacking, pretty much. But when you have a lot of attack speed in the late game, like we went oboe, right? Then if you like just spam your auto attack, you can't perfectly CC chain them. But the main reason why I didn't care that much there is because regardless of whether that works out or not, we win the game because he has to back up. Nothing he can do about it. Gonna go ahead and put us in another queue and start up another game. Hopefully it's a different player. Hopefully it's different character. But again, as you guys could see, like there's just nothing he can do. The oboe just shreds the Titan. I ended up getting a scorching blink on the Titan. That's why we bought that, by the way. Very, very, very impactful. He didn't force a fight well enough. He tried to, but he didn't do it early enough. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll skip you guys into the next game. All right, guys, here we go into the third game. And unfortunately, we're against a Bastet. I literally even just said, I don't know if that was like last game or the game before. I don't even remember at this point, but I just said I didn't want to play against a Bastet. Actually, the god I would least want to go against, aside from the Morgan, because in every single situation, the Morgan is my most hated character in Smite. Not even close. Don't even get me. I don't even want to explain why, because I just get irritated every time. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Maybe we shouldn't go the horrific here, just for the simple fact that Bastet's kind of hard to lock down, to be honest. This could be a beads or a blink game. You know what? Why not? Bastet's not really a character that likes to auto trade with you that much. And she's pretty hard to lock down. Like, I might just end up horrificing her, she jumps away, or she roots me with the cat and I don't get that much value, or she ults it, or something stupid like that's gonna happen, right? Well, she ended up not going 6 pots. She went to Chalice, right? So I think we'll be able to out-sustain her pretty easily here. I think she recognizes that. She might just start blue buff. We'll see what she ends up doing. I want the red buff every single game. I don't know though, this guy was like a low-level player. I'm pretty sure I played against him before. I think it's a Smurf account. Could be wrong, I don't know. Like an alternate account. Not someone's main account, if you will. Because I know not everyone like knows what the heck Smurf account means, right? So, I'm ready to get cringed, man. I'm ready for some demonic stuff to happen. Did he start my blue or something crazy like that? I think he did. Yeah, I think he started my blue buff. We're gonna take a gamble. See if he did, yep. Who could have possibly expected this Bastet player to have done something super cringe and start the blue buff? My blue buff, I should say. I mean, she did just kind of use a good chunk of her secure there. Alright, and we secured here, no problem. We're going to jump over the wall because we are kind of losing this trade a bit. Also, we want to clear the wave because we actually hit... Ooh, we actually hit 5 here, but apparently it doesn't matter because she's kind of just owning us before we even get to the point where we can do things. Oh, did I mention that I hate Bastet? I hope I did. I mean, if she greeds here, we might be able to kill her. And she is level 5, though. That's the problem with that. Is if I, like, blink on her or jump on her, she's just gonna ult me, right? So, I mean, we did kind of play super greedy, forcing that blue buff very quickly. I did it, though, because... part of the reason for it was because she missed minions under tower to try to contest, right? So even if we didn't get that blue, it was a pretty decent-sized win. But we did get it, so it's a pretty big win, man. It's a pretty massive win, if you will. We're just waiting here. We can't really afford to go grab our passive. We're just kind of stalemating this lane a little bit. Healing up with our HP 5 and our potions that are now gone. We don't have any more potions, but... alright, she wasted her cat, kinda, sorta. So I think we can actually contest this meteor thingy, keyword being... think. Wait. Okay, never mind. Did I hate Bastet? Alright, we juked that. That was actually super greedy play on my part. I'll keep it real with you guys. That was a super greedy play. I think the main reason I hate Bastet is just... I mean, she just does way too much damage for no apparent reason, sure. But it's also because it takes approximately 3 brain cells to play that character. Which is funny, because I actually heard Captain Twig, I'm pretty sure anyway. Maybe I'm misquoting him, but it was more like I saw somebody say in chat, and like since they said it, it made it sound like they were talking to Twig because he said the opposite, right? Like they were arguing with him. But I'm pretty sure Twig said the other day that Bastet is like a thinker character. Like people don't know how to play Bastet right, you know? And like and she's like a high IQ character, and it's like, bro, that character is unironically brain dead. Probably one of the most brain dead in all of Duel, actually. Especially for given how, like, good she is, right? It's not even like she's bad. Because there are some characters that are brain dead, but it doesn't really matter because they're terrible, right? I do think we want to take trades versus her because... Wait, what? Because I have a ton of HP 5 and her ult should still be down, right? Her ult doesn't have a... Her ult has a pretty high cooldown early. Alright, we have a blink here, which we want to use. She might have jumped back, but we would still probably end up killing her in the long run. It'd make it a lot more annoying and a lot more frustrating, but we'd probably still end up killing her either way. So good thing we got that blink. Horrific might have ended up getting us a kill, but keyword being might, you know? You never know till you know, right? So... We're just going to try to clear the wave because ideally we want to force the minions into the tower, although I don't think it will. I think she'll jump over the wall and get those minions or something. Oh, we actually did force the under tower. She could be setting up to gank me at my blue or something. Okay, it looks like she was thinking about doing that, potentially, but chose otherwise, so we're going to back up here. We cannot afford our full defense item. We don't really need to wait for full mana because we're going to be backing soon. We have yet to pick up our passive. The Chester's back there. We spotted him. Or, well, right there. We spotted him, so we know where he is, and we want to go get that later. Alright, we're backing again for, our, well, the rest of our mana, but also we're backing for this, and why not just get a proximity ward, you know? I just love this thing. Why not get it? Now, I would love to drag this thing to lane, but I fear I've already done too much damage to it. Yep, to where the proximity ward's going to kill it is what it is, not a big deal. We're looking to kick a minion into her and then poke her out a bit. We have tons of healing, so not really worried about it. She doesn't have a soul eater or anything. Bastet does have a healing passive, but no big deal. We're going to pick up our passive. Ooh, and we got great item. She ended up killing her Chester, actually, which is great for her. Hopefully we can stop her back. We did. And we got him with the ult trick, like I said I would. Now, granted, it didn't look that cool because it kind of just died too soon, you know, for me to keep doing it. But I could have kept her CC locked the entire time on that wall. So I'm feeling confident, feeling good about that play. And what's great about that, and the reason why I'm analyzing my confidence levels, is because when you feel confident, when you feel good, when you feel comfortable, I should say, you play your best, right? And I think that's why I do the ult trick a lot better on stream, is because I'm feeling comfortable and confident, you know, but also because I have my music playing, which makes me feel more comfortable and confident, right? We can actually kick her cat into her, which is a pretty big play, I would say. Using the proximity ward to slow her down a bit. Whether this is a kill or not, it's not a big deal just to pop the proximity ward. Doesn't hurt nothing. Minus 75 gold is not really that big of a deal. We ended up jumping back. Blinking over the cat, kicking her, she beads it, smart. Jumping right on top of her so we can hit her with an auto when we land. Oh, I think her jump was up probably in 1 second. Honestly, maybe it was up even right there. But, yeah, feeling good, man. I think we're playing this game pretty well. I think I'm getting warmed up finally after 55 games. Feeling myself a little bit, you know? Playing well. Great. I think we want to commit to this tower so that way we don't give her the opportunity to pick up a rock and pause and heal the tower like that Uller did, right? I wonder if I should go D&D, bro. I wonder if this guy's gonna send me an awful message. I mean, well, if they do send me something that's like YouTube TOS or something and I can't post it, I guess what I could do is just like spam the chat to cover it up and then skip it in the video. So I guess it's not really that big of a deal. But right now we're looking to force this tower, and then while we're a little bit low on mana, we still have a good amount. Again, this is why we love the Transcendence, is because even when we're like 40% mana, we still have 600. That's a lot. We can get a bunch of ability rotations off, plus we have decent MP5. So right after this pause, we're going to secure the tower. I think she should have already been here by now. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. But either way, we're going to try our best to secure the tower. We're probably going to skip the wave clear because we want to run straight to that red buff. We don't want to let off the gas at all. We don't want to give her any pressure and let her get the red. So I think that's what we're going to do. Second relic, I'm probably just going to go beads. I could beat the cat route, and that could be decent because the cat also slows. Oops, I didn't have my hand on my keyboard. The cat also slows. But honestly, we want the beads for in case she catches us with her ult, because her ult is actually a really good self-peel. Like, pretty hard to chase a Bastet that got you stuck in her ult and then runs away, because it's a little bit of a vortex thing. So either way, she ended up not being able to contest the blue at all. Either I was wrong about her getting there on time, or she just is AFK or something. I don't really know. She did end up pausing, so we'll see what she does. We're going to back up here. She can pick up the scepter if she even comes back at this point. Who knows what's happening. I'll probably just... Nah, we'll sell this just because why not, you know? That's literally the reason. Why not? Oh, wait, we didn't pick up our beads. Did I just see a Raven Ward fly past my base? Am I tripping? This guy... Did he give up? Or is he on Bull Demon or something? Like, what's happening right now? We're buying a power potion. So that way we can, snowball this game even further. I don't really know where he is or what he's doing. So maybe we just take this as a W. And we skip you guys into the next game, because I'm pretty sure this guy's AFK. Yeah, he's literally AFK. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I'm either going to skip you guys into the next... You know what? Fine. I'll give him an opportunity. I'm going to pause for him right here. See if he comes back. If he doesn't, or if he comes back, then I'll skip you guys to when he comes back. If he doesn't, then I'll skip you guys into the next game. Bit of a strange situation here. Alright guys, we're off into the fourth game, and you know, as you could probably guess, that Bastet player did not come back. He actually just AFK'd in the base for like, I went through like the majority of my pause, and then he AFK'd in his base for a while, and then ended up just DCing, and I killed him in the fountain. Why did I kill him in the fountain? Well, I don't know. It was fun, and I'm toxic. So we killed him in the fountain, thought I should let you guys know. And yeah, we're jumping on into the next game. We're against a Surtur, which is actually an interesting one, because this is a type of game where like a dominance rush over transcendence could be pretty good. Like, he's a very, very tanky warrior. He gets a lot of prots with his passive and whatnot. So it could be good, but I'm still going to go my handy dandy transcendence because we love it. We love it. We love it. We like it. We love it. We want some more of it. We're going to build transcendence regardless. And this is an interesting matchup because I actually think it's like not necessarily like close. I mean, yeah, it is close. Like either character can win this. And Surtur is one of my favorite warriors in Joust right now too. He's actually probably my second favorite warrior in Joust. He's not the second best. I think Osiris is the second best, but Surtur is my second favorite warrior. So interesting matchup here. And this is one of those games where like an auto attack build could potentially be better. Or at the very least, if you don't go full auto attack, just get like a green XC for anti-heal. But I don't know, we'll see. I might just go my handy dandy normal build. It depends, especially for snowballing. Then I'll probably just go the same build I always do. But you know, who knows? We'll see, right? And this guy started my blue buff. Weird players, man. Very strange. I'll never understand it, but oh well. Oh, I tried to kick his minion into him, but either that minion died conveniently for him, like right at that time, or my kick killed it, and so I didn't throw him into him. Either way. Maybe I just missed. I don't know, but... Alright, so we ended up securing all three of the things there. Looking good. We're backpedaling towards the wall. You always want to backpedal towards the wall, unless, like, you know, you're actually terrified, because now we can clear this wave, and we hit level 5 here, and we ult him. Feeling good. Almost messed up that cage, actually, but he's dead now. So, as you can see, that's kind of what I was talking about a moment ago, where it's like, we'll wait and see how the game is going. This guy's playing way too aggressive. He kind of gave me an early kill. This game is not over by any means, but I do feel like I have enough pressure. I'm just going to auto-tech these a couple times. I feel like I have enough pressure to where I can just go my normal build. Whereas if I was on the back foot, maybe I would go more of like a green XC chin size build. It also depends on how much defense and HP he builds, right? Like if he gets double defense or in an HP item or something of that nature, then maybe we're forced into the kin size, right? But we'll see. We'll just see where the game takes us. We ended up getting a talisman. I didn't even notice that. I probably just should have sold that for a health chalice actually, but oh well, it's not that big of a deal. Although if we don't get this scepter, it's going to be because of that. Although I think we should be able to get the scepter no problem. Because while Surtur may or may not be able to out DPS us, potentially, you know, we'll see. What he can't do is secure this scepter very well. He doesn't have a knockback or a knockup or anything of that nature, so we can just kick this dude into a wall and get the scepter with ease. Not a problem. We're going to back here, because why not? We're going to get our health chalice, sell this, get tier 1 defense, walk back to lane. Feeling good, baby? Looking good, feeling good. Is this game 4 or is this game 3? I don't even remember. Whatever. I don't even know if I said anything about that. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. We're playing Gilgamesh. We're doing the Gilga things. I haven't used my horrific much this video, huh? Kind of a misplay there. I don't feel like I've needed to, though. Slash had that many, like, excellent opportunities for it, I suppose. I think I'm just gonna horrific him here, and yep, that's what I figured. I would force his ult, and now he has no way to really reliably get out of my ult. So I think it's worth it. We trading our horrific for his ult. Although horrific does reduce his magic shell. No, I've decided. The only thing that's really gonna consistently get him out of my ult is if he stuns me. So basically, what I think I'm going to do is wait for him to stun me, and then we'll ult him. We might not even have enough DPS to kill him inside the ult, but it'll get us pressure. It'll do something. Oh, there's his stun, but we kind of got to clear this wave a bit. It looks like he's looking to get my blue buff. Or he might just go back to his blue buff, because he knows it spawns shortly after. Yep, I just saw him on the map for whatever reason. I don't know why I saw him, actually, but we just saw him on the map. We're looking to prioritize clearing this wave and securing the scepter over killing him. Farm is king, ladies and gentlemen. I don't actually know if he used his stun or not, but whatever. He wants to get a blue, man. He wants to get one so bad. Alright, he threw his stun. We can ult and cage him in here a bit. Now, it does suck that this blue buff is in the way. It's kind of like... yeah, and he secures it, which that sucks. But we did end up killing him. I wasn't really prioritizing the kill there, or the blue buff, even though I kind of talked about how farm is king. But, you know, I was kind of just hoping that we would kill him and just get the blue buff on the side, but we did not. Oh well. We did kill him, and we get to secure our own blue buff over here. Not a huge deal. We're going to come over here. We're going to get the small camp, but honestly, I'm just super low mana, so we're just going to back up. We're just going to back up here by tier 1 serrated. I haven't really went Jotun's Rush or anything like that this game. Or this video, which is interesting. I think I'm just trying to like play it like I'm trying to teach you guys like the optimal thing, and like going Jotun's third is not usually optimal. Unless you're against like a mage or something. Ugh, sorry, I'm starting to yawn, man. I'm starting to get a little bit low energy, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just not breathing properly. It's like, isn't yawning the result of like, I mean, obviously because you're tired, right? But it's more to it than that. Isn't yawning just like your brain lacking oxygen? And that could happen if you're yapping too much and not breathing. Okay, we're breathing. We're breathing. Yeah, I'm just like a little puffer fish, or not a puffer fish, because I guess they get big. They don't actually open their mouth. I'm like Kirby. I'm sucking dudes off. In game, of course. Oh, in game. Well, we kind of jumped like an idiot. Picked his own minion into him. No big deal. We're cool like that. We're just gonna see if we can force his ult. Why not? I'm pretty confident we can get our back off and still make it there in time for this red buff. And him not having an ultimate makes him, I don't want to say easy to kill because we don't have any pin yet, and he's a very, very tanky warrior with a lot of healing. But we do have a horrific, and we are like, you know, we do have pressure, right? So what I'm getting at is it might make him not want to defend this too hard because he knows he can die for it, but we'll see what he does. Yeah. Like I said, not want to defend it too hard. He did want to defend it, but wasn't willing to prioritize the wave over it. Or prioritize the buff over the wave, I should say. The scepter spawns in 10 seconds. We actually want to wait for that. We're waiting. Scepter spawns whenever the scepter falls off you, by the way. That's how I know when it spawns every time. Is I see the little debuff on my screen slow down pretty low, or get pretty low. And so I know it's incoming soon. I think we want to get this scepter and then go straight to his blue buff. He might already get this because we did kind of greed for the scepter, but worth a shot. Oh! We ended up killing a small one, I think. I saw a plus 25. Oh, that was the Chester that we got. Well, because I was just thinking, like, you don't get 25 gold from this little tiny guys. We stole his Chester. Bro, I don't know why I'm yawning so much right now. This is rough. I think I'm hungry. Maybe I should get some food. I did eat breakfast, but that was a while ago. It was many moons ago. It was like 5-6 hours ago. So yeah, I guess it is like lunchtime, huh? Probably past lunchtime, actually. My brain needs nutrients. I'm not that worried about that small camp. It's not that big of a deal to me. We're just going to back up. And we're going to switch up our build a little bit for the first time. We're going to go green Xe because Surtur has a lot of healing. Surtur has a lot of prots naturally. Like, and I don't just mean because he's a warrior. I mean like it read his passive. Oh. He gets a lot of protections in his passive, right? So, and he's going double defense, so we need something to shred through that. And while Serrated is a great item, going to give us 20% pin, that's fantastic. We need a little bit more than that. And the Xe also just gives us anti-heal on top of it, so we're slamming an Executioner here. Brawlers would be fine, by the way, like I mentioned in the beginning. Brawlers would be fine, but we are just, you know, it's one of those situations where we're against just such a tanky guy with healing. Xe just makes sense, you know? He did throw his stun at me. Maybe I can kick him into a wall. He does have beads for it, though, so we got to keep that in mind. I'm just going to hit this tower a bit. And we're going to jump over the wall. No big deal. He can't really kill us because he has so much defense, right? Like, I would have to misplay pretty hard to die to him. So I'm just kind of seeing what we can do. I kicked him into the tower and tried to do the ult trick on the tower, but it's kind of tricky doing it in those situations, like on the corners of walls like this. Or on the wall, or on the tower. Not to say you can't do it, it's just much more finicky and much harder, so probably not worth going for most of the time, but right there we were honestly just pressuring. It's not a big deal. I was gonna back actually, but then I noticed that the red buff is up, so we're gonna grab that, pick up these little rocks so he can't get them. We're just gonna horrific him here. Gives us some anti-heal, allows us to, oh, and we also anti-shielded his shell. Which he probably just shouldn't have popped the shell to begin with, but I will take it, whatever. We could beads his stun there and try to like full dive him, but I just feel like we're playing into his strong suit if we do that. Maybe I just shouldn't have chased him at all, to be honest. I should have probably just went with my gut and got that farm and said screw it. But we chased him a little bit, whatever. We got our Xe online. We don't have green Xe, so we don't have any anti-heal. But we do have a lot of pen. We're going to shred right through his prots like it's nothing. And I would love to go for Bull Demon, but even more than that, I would love to pressure the tower down first. Because I just want to take advantage of the fact that he doesn't do much damage. Now, of course, his tower is still going to hurt me, right? But he himself does not do that much damage. He just has base damage. His build doesn't do much damage, I should say. He's still going to do decent damage because, you know, he's Surtur and he has base damage. But his build doesn't do much. So we're just going to walk in here. He did end up letting some minions in, so we're just going to force the tower. Nothing he can do about it. One of the downsides of rushing so much defense so early, especially from behind. So now we're going to go over here to this rock. We're going to get this bad boy. And I think what we're going to do, actually, is we're going to clear the wave. I don't think he can do the Bull Demon, like sneak it, like a lot of people try to do, because he doesn't do that much damage, as I keep mentioning, right? But it is possible though, but I'm willing to risk it. We're gonna back here by our green XC.
Another artifact for the collection.
And then we're gonna go into a Hydras for more pin, a little bit of cooldown. And we're gonna try to force the Bull Demon here. This green XC is super big for us, man. Helps a lot with his shell too. It's something else I didn't mention. It's gonna reduce his prot, it's gonna reduce his healing, it's gonna reduce his magic shell. Oh, that is not what I meant to do with my kick right there at all. Probably should have committed harder to him on that fight, but... Oh, I'm actually just gonna beads this and force the fight. He's gonna jump away with his ult, so I'm gonna go straight to the Bull Demon. He could actually turn around and try to defend this, but I'm very confident he'll just die for it. Okay, he actually made a really smart play there. Now, I'm okay with this. This is not a problem, but he actually made a really smart play to push the wave and to try to shove minions under tower and potentially even get my tower, but he probably would have died. The problem with, like, I just do too much damage, you know, we killed that Bull Demon too fast, right? So he couldn't get the tower. But if he was a character that did a little bit more damage and I took a little bit longer on that tower, he would have actually got my tower there, which would be smart for him. He doesn't seem to want to defend the red buff because he's prioritizing the wave, which is, you know, it's not a terrible idea, but at the same time, he's prioritizing the wave because he doesn't want... Look, and he's going to go proxy too. But the thing I don't understand about this, or well, I mean, I understand it, but I think he doesn't understand, is that, first of all, I could have took that minion that I have up there and used it, but I think I just let it die to the Phoenix there. Or I let it die to these minions up here. But it's no big deal though, because I do so much damage, especially if I get this red buff, and he can't stop me in general, especially if I get the red buff and I get the scepter. I do so much damage to this, it doesn't matter that he cleared the wave. Like, I'm just gonna simply kill it regardless. As you can see, and for those who are a little bit newer to Smite, you may not even know what all this means. Like, obviously the minions can tank towers for you, but the Bull Demon deactivates the Phoenix, so that's not really important. But what the minions do help you with is they remove backdoor protection. So what backdoor protections are is, long story short, if you try to take a tower or a Phoenix, not the Titan, a tower or a Phoenix, and you don't have your minions in there with it, with that, I'm gonna get Oboe for the Titan, by the way. What happens is you do 50% less damage to the Phoenix. So essentially, without minions, you do less damage. And so he wanted to clear the minions, that way I would do less damage and not be able to get the objective. But even while doing 50% less damage, I still destroy it. Like, that's what I was trying to point out, is that it doesn't really matter if he does that or not, so. But at this point, he is just kind of screwed. I just do way more damage than him. I have my red buff for another 14 seconds, so I'd really love to use it. I'm just going to pull this to get a little bit of my Oboe procs on it, if I can. Oh. Didn't expect him to hit that, actually. Alright, now he just kind of forfeited the game by doing that. Okay, we almost trolled that super hard. I probably just didn't even need to jump out to begin with, but either way, we ended up forcing it. As you guys can see, we switched up our build a little bit accordingly. We played correctly, we played smart, and there's just simply nothing he can do, right? I mean, it is what it is. I'll skip you guys into the next game. Thank you so much for watching. Alright guys, we're on to the 5th or 6th or whatever game this is at this point. I think it's the 5th game, pretty sure. And we did get a different player, but unfortunately we got the same character. Kind of annoying. I also had to play a different game in between this because I actually did get that same player, the Gilgamesh we just went against, or well, the Surtur we just went against, and he ended up banning Gilgamesh. So I played like a whole Hoyi mirror against him, so it's been a little while. And it is getting kind of late in the day, so like, I don't know. It's like, I wanted to make this game the last game, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Maybe I should do a 6th game, just to show a little bit more variety. Like, it really does suck that I'm against the same character, man, but it is what it is. It's expected when you pass bans. It's just, the thing is like, I passed ban, like, this isn't the part I expected. When I expected to, or when I was passing bans, I expected to see multiple Ulers or multiple Anhurs, not multiple Surturs, but whatever. I mean, this guy does have a diamond border, 4 stars on Surtur, so maybe he'll show us a little something about this matchup that the other guy didn't. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully. Oh. I mean, we won that trade, but like, it's nothing to write home about, you know? Wasn't that crazy? Surtur has excellent wave clear as well, so we're probably going to stalemate this wave clear a bit, I would say. Just going to jump on the wave, group it all up. He's going to group it all up as well. Probably just going to pop our potions and then pop a horrific here. See what he does. Oh, he has beads. Interesting. Ugh. Try to get a little last auto on him there. We could not, unfortunately. Ooh. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, that was so horrifically bad. Hey, man. Dude, I really do think I need to eat. But, like, I don't... It's already so late in the day. I started trying to get this video, give or take, around, like, 1 p.m. And it's currently 5 p.m., so, yeah. I kind of just want to finish the video, you know, and then I'll go get some food afterwards. Chill out. Have a good time. Ha ha ha. Could pop my 1 on this, but I'm already so low mana, man. Gotta pop my multi-potion for that reason. Get a little bit of mana back. I think he's in that threshold where we can kill him. We just... Oh, wait, we got our ult. Need to worry about him stunning us, although I think his stun got a little bit bugged out there. Mana. Alright, too easy. It's the same exact thing that happened to the other Surtur. Pretty funny. Pretty hilarious, if I do say so myself. Oh my goodness. So we got an amazing tier 1. Absolutely amazing. We are not selling that bad boy. That's our tier 1 Jotuns right there. And even if we don't rush the Jotuns, just 10 power is amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know, I don't know if I don't remember telling you guys or not, but I did play one Gilgamesh game before I started recording, so technically this is like my 6th one today. And I actually got Gem of Fate in that game, which is like the best one you can get. Gem of Fate is tier 1 Erendite, tier 1 Pridwin, whatever. It gives you 10% CDR. It gives you 10% CDR, and it also gives you it's a 900 gold starter. So when you sell it, if you do want to sell it, you don't want like an Erendite, right? You get like the most gold technically out of your passive. I'm surprised I haven't got that. I get that like a fair amount, I would say, but maybe I used all my luck before the recording started, unfortunately. Trying to AoE those guys down, separate the damage appropriately because we have the scepter, and because we have the shard, right? Like I was explaining earlier. Oh, this is so rough, man. My energy levels. I need like a Snickers or something. I'm not myself and I'm hungry. Kind of owning me a little bit here. Just a wee bit.
Be right back.
Be right back. Call that out so our teammates know. We're going to go ahead and grab tier 2 defense. I usually try to get health chalice as soon as possible, but to be fair, this defense item does give HP 5, so, I mean, it is technically healing us, right? Same idea as the health chalice, although the health chalice is definitely better, because it gives 750 healing, but whatever. This gives protections, you know? Why not? Call it a day. We could try to get a back off. This is a bit risky, but I'm gonna do it, man. It's a bit risky because he might get the scepter because of it, which would suck actually, because he's already kind of beating me down a little bit, and that scepter would just make him do that much more damage, and we do not want that. I'm not gonna rush the scepter because I don't think I need to, and we missed our kick. Standard me. We hit it when it counts, though, man. We hit it when it counts, okay? I'm just gonna come to this rock. We're rushing the scepter. Like I said I wasn't. Because we can secure it, is the thing. Just that easily. I'm just gonna horrific him, because he's gonna get a ton of healing here off all those rocks he just picked up. Just gonna horrific him and fight to the death, man. This should secure the red buff for us as well. He actually might go over to the red buff with the ult. Opted not to, because he would die. He knows it. Yeah. And by the way, which I might mention this again at the end of the video for all the people that skipped to the end, but I'm just going to quickly say it. Some people might consider this to be less of a Gilgamesh guide, because, you know, I'm not always even, like, I'm not teaching you every little intricate thing. What the heck is that noise? Oh my god, there's like a UFO. Dude, that reminds me, somebody commented because I said that in an old video, and somebody said, "Are we not going to talk about the UFO that was in that he was talking about?" It's pretty funny. But anyways, what was I just saying before the UFO flew by my house and was incredibly loud, and I had to mute my microphone? Oh, now you may take this as more of like a general Duel guide, because I am just kind of explaining like little plays in Duel that everyone can do. And I'm not fully in-depth explaining his abilities. I'm just explaining my thought process, and a lot of that is straight up just Duel information. And one thing I will say about that is, yes, this is kind of just a Duel guide, but it's also a Gilgamesh guide, because I am teaching you things about Gilgamesh, and I am showing you what you can and cannot do, you know, how to build him, what to build, when to build, etc. But also another thing about playing the map and playing it so well, like getting every single buff to the best of your ability, right? And getting every single scepter, paying attention to stuff like that. It is a Gilgamesh thing too, because Gilgamesh has insane early game pressure due to his HP 5 and his big boy damage and mobility. He has insane early game pressure. So long story short, what I'm getting at here is, yes, it is a little bit of a Duel guide, but it's also a Gilgamesh guide, because not all characters can play the map the way I'm playing the map. Not all characters can pressure this early. Surtur has amazing early game pressure, by the way, and we're out pressuring him. Like, so that should tell you we out pressured a Uller earlier. Like that should tell you guys. Dang, maybe if I went for the kick, I don't know if that would have been better than my auto attacks. But that should tell you guys just how strong this character's early game is. So all this map play and all this controlling the map and stuff, it is a Gilgamesh thing. Don't get me wrong, other characters also can do it, but it is a Gilgamesh thing, right? It's a them thing too. The Surtur thing, he can do it really well too. The one thing I will say about Surtur that kind of sucks in comparison is he doesn't have great scepter secure. He can't kick people off of it. He just kind of has to stand there and hope they get off, you know? He just stands there menacingly and hopes that he out DPS's you. Gilgamesh incoming. We're just kind of ignoring the wave a little bit and just hitting him, because why not? I honestly couldn't even remember if his ult was down or if anything like that. I was just ulting him because I know he has something up, right? Potentially, he's either gonna die or he's gonna pop his beads or he's gonna pop his ult. But either way, the point is we're ulting him to force something out of him. Now he has no beads, which is excellent. Probably the least important. I would have rather have gotten his ult, but getting his beads is big too. Nothing wrong with that. We're gonna go straight to his blue buff. Try to out-secure him here. Oh! I thought my kick was up. I tried to kick right there. We horrificed him. Maybe he'll ult it. Maybe he won't. You know, I actually just remembered. Oh, okay. I just remembered that he ulted. He ulted out a little bit before that. So I think when he beads, his ult actually was down. Obviously it was up there, but either way. Interesting Surtur game again, I guess, hopefully. I'm gonna go ahead and add another game, at least one more game, and hopefully we go against a different player, and I might skip a queue. Hopefully we go against a different player, and more so, a different character. Hopefully we get like an Anher or a Hou Yi or something, man. Okay, I'll see you guys in the... maybe I'll skip this queue. I don't know. Either way, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Alright guys, we're on to our final game. Oh, it's GoldenEye again. Let's go. It's GoldenEye, and he's playing a mage. I wanted to go against a mage. Thankfully we got it. It was either a mage or like Anher or something of that nature is what I wanted to go against. And we got a Masters player, GM player actually. By the way, I did check, and maybe I'll check again after this and show you guys, just in case you don't believe me, smile. But I did check. And actually, do I want Blink versus an E-Shell? Maybe I do, actually. Well, either way, what I was going to say was, GoldenEye, actually, not only is he a GM player, but he had a really impressive record. I don't know what's happened the past, like, 2 or 3 hours. You know, he might have lost a bunch. I don't know. But after that game, we beat him when he was playing Susano. He actually, I think I looked, and he was, like, 69-1. He was capped MMR, 69-1 on the leaderboard. So again, he is a good player. Definitely a good player. I don't really know why he's paused. I think he might message me or something. Or maybe maybe he's got to go do something. I don't know. Sometimes I forget that people pause for like actual reasons that aren't to like open up streams or like message people, you know? my ego getting in the way, I suppose. But yeah, I just felt like I should mention that. This guy was like 69-1. And can you pause after my pause, please? Sure. Alright guys, I will go ahead and skip you into when he's ready. Alright guys, my pause is now over. You're welcome, Mr. Guy. And I think I've decided, I think I want blink beads this game. So we're not going to start the horrific, although it could be really impactful, but we're not going to start it because I think GoldenEye will play it pretty safe in the early game, like he did the Susanoo game. Ishel is actually a very high tier mage. I'm actually pretty surprised that people aren't playing her more. Like, I saw her getting played a lot in the previous ban set, but ever since like Hou-Yi and Onher and Uller and Bakasura, Camazotz, Bastet, all those guys are open now. So people don't really play that many mages these days from what I've noticed, but definitely a high tier character. I don't really know if she stands much of a chance against the Gilgamesh, you know, of course, who does, right? Smile. But yeah, it should be an interesting game. Good player, good character, and like I said, most importantly, I just wanted to go against a mage, man. I've been going against nothing but like warriors and assassins and hunters, right? See, like right here, my horrific would have went crazy. But I mean, we made a decision, and now we have to live with that decision. Goes how it goes, man. Now we're gonna try to bait him, make him think that we're going to our blue buff here, when really we're setting up an ambush to kill him. Oh, okay. Well, I think we actually stood a pretty good chance of killing him there if we caught him out, but unfortunately we missed our stuff because we suck, and also I'm just getting tired of recording, man. I'm rushing this. Dude, I can't even hit him at this point, man. This is rough. Going for this is pretty risky, I would say, because he definitely can come over here and just kill me for it, but see what we can do. He might just throw an ability over the wall. He did. Yeah, we're trying to force our blue because I don't really have that many resources left. Like, I kind of already used all my pots and stuff. But let's focus up. Try our best to not be the most predictable Gilgamesh player ever and not rush this final game, right? Play it like normal game. I've already made too many mistakes, man. Hopefully this scepter doesn't land on me. It won't, because I'm outside the range, but also because it's not even spawning in time. I'm just gonna sell this and get a proximity ward and a health joust. I don't really plan on using the proximity ward right now, but it's pretty good to buy it, just so I can have it situationally, because I don't have the horrific emblem, right? Looks like he's not opting to go for this rock. It's kind of interesting. I don't really know where he is. Maybe he backed for something, who knows? Ishel, the main thing I would say that's like super strong about her is she can go regrowth and like multiple defense items. I actually made a video on that. But also, like, she just has so many damaging abilities that heal and give movement speed and are incredibly low cooldown. She's actually an incredibly frustrating character to go against. I normally wouldn't want to go against her, but I did for the video. Oh, and we didn't time our thing well enough, unfortunately. She shouldn't have been able to ult that. I'm pretty sure, anyways. Unless her ult's just like surprisingly, insanely fast. She should not have been able to get out of that little CC combo we just had going right there, but oh well. Not a big deal, not a huge deal. We did pressure her out quite a bit there. I think we're just gonna not back, actually, because I don't think we need to. I think we're gonna stay, get this red buff here. I don't really know where if she's gonna go straight to blue. She probably is, so we're just gonna try to get this. She actually would probably out-secure us on the buff if she was here, but like I said, I think she's just gonna play mostly safe in the beginning unless I miss my abilities, in which case he's gonna chase me down and kill me. But I think we played that mostly fine. Yeah, that kick was okay, but definitely could have been better. We kicked her down the lane. She took minion poke, but we probably should have just kicked her into a wall. Not a big deal, though. We do have a blink here, which I think we're going to try to use. Never mind, we're just going to hit this minion wave here a little bit with our scepter. We're going to blink on him. I don't even do that much damage to him, actually, because he kind of has breastplate, right? He kind of just has the breastplate. I'll admit, I'm rushing this slash playing pretty poorly. But it's okay though. Like I said, it's not the worst thing ever to show you guys mistakes and stuff like that, because it shows you guys that not to get too demoralized when you make mistakes in your game, and also to show you guys how forgiving Gilgamesh is. It's not really that big of a deal if you don't play perfectly. You just gotta make sure you don't get too snowballed on, don't die in like stupid ways, etc., right? But I mean, if you miss opportunities in the early game, it sucks. It really does suck, and it's easy to get hung up on that, but it's not a big deal. It is not a big deal. Well, I was thinking about what I was gonna buy next, and I was like, I mean, obviously we just go our berserkers like we do every game, right? Then it hit me. We're against the magical, finally. We're against the magical. We go shoguns, which is notably going to give us less HP 5 because, you know, it gives us no HP 5 like the berserkers does. But it is going to give us some MP 5, which we really don't need because we have the Transcendence, but at least in the super early game where we don't have our Transcendence stacked up too much, it's going to be helpful, you know, with mana sustain. But I'd rather have Berserker Shield, but no big deal. The Shoguns is going to give us 40% attack speed, which is really big. I'm kind of waiting to see if he comes over here. I'm going to ambush him. I don't think we can kill him, but that doesn't mean there's no value in hitting him. We are poking him out, right? The scepter spawns soon, so we can get ourselves another scepter. Probably would be able to get it either way, but it's just good to put pressure on him. Make sure he knows he can't get away with whatever he wants. He does have full cooldown now, which is actually super depressing, I won't lie. That is incredibly depressing for us, but... Oh, he's so fast, man. What a fast gal. Kind of hoping that he would ult and panic. I was hoping he would panic ult because I hit him with the proximity ward there and it slows, right? I could have ulted him there and like it would give me more pressure on the red buff, but I think I'll have pressure regardless. I'm not too worried about that. I actually want to just keep my ult up. Although admittedly, my ult's not doing that much while his ult's up because he can just ult it, right? This is an interesting matchup because it's like, I'm pretty sure it's Gilgamesh favored, but with that being said, it's pretty hard to kill her, you know? Like, it's hard for either one of us to kill each other, I think, so. Definitely an interesting one. Well, she got the blue. Sucks. We don't love that. And she's just poking us out because she has infinite cooldowns. Typical mage mid-game. Mages actually have a really strong mid-game because of that. Some people like mess it up because they get too snowballed on or whatnot, but... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to kill her here. I mean, if she wastes too many abilities, though, definitely look for something. I should have went for a kick on the wall there. She popped her mid. She's beating us up a little bit. Dude, look at that healing. She was just like 150 HP 2 seconds ago. And now look at her, man. Absolute insanity. Alright, so like I said, sometimes when I'm against... It took me way too long to buy that. Come on. Sometimes when I'm against the mages, I like to just rush my cooldown as soon as possible because I like to be able to, you know, do the cooldown trade thing. And my abilities are just really potent against them in general. So that's what we're going to do this game. Also, I literally had 2200 gold in hand, so why not, right? Let's pick these up. I'm just going to let the minions die in tower, not a big deal. I think it's worth it because I'm picking up these rocks and I'm getting Chester pressure. I'm getting both these Chesters. Also, it's worth mentioning that my Transcendence is almost stacked, which is going to give us flat pen, which is going to be very, very helpful for our ability damage and our auto attack damage, of course, but notable. Okay. I don't think he'll expect me to do this, but... Oop, whoops. I don't think he'll expect me to do this, but it is possible. There is a Chester up there that I can use to run away or chase him, depending on the situation, so I'm not too worried about this. It would suck if he stole it, but I don't think it would be the end of the world. No big deal. Alright, we're going to get ourselves this, and we're going to get ourselves this, and we're going to get ourselves this. And we're going to hope and pray that we either, one, get his tower here, or two, kill him, or both. that's kind of the goal here. We could heal up our tower with our scepter later, so I'm not too worried about the poke. Not the end of the world, no big deal. Okay, we kind of messed that up a bit. We have a ton of healing with the Bull Demon in our HP 5, although it is worth noting he did get a Divine Ruin, so he is aware of... Oh my god, dude, these cooldowns are so annoying. What an annoying character. Oh, we gotta juke these abilities, man. These things are so annoying. Hopefully we can get our minions up in here and start doing some real damage to the tower. Alright, so we got the tower. Mostly. We got the tower, and we're going to secure ourselves a red buff and a roll. It's really tricky to kill him because he does have med, and he does have double CC and CC immunity and a beads. Like, he just has so many tools that before we start doing big boy damage, it's kind of just, he just outtrades us, you know? I mean, he doesn't outtrade us, he just gets away, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so we did get him with the proximity ward there, which is a pretty big slow. Ooh, okay, he messed up, He played a little bit greedy there. I played greedy too, but it paid off for us. Not too worried about the minions killing us here because I knew my one was coming up. We get the dual orb here. That was actually a really big misplay on his part. Very, very big misplay. I don't think I'm going to stay. I could stay for the wave or poke the Titan a little bit, but I don't think it's really worth all that much. I'm just going to back, call it a day. No big deal. I don't really want this. I don't know if I need to sell it right now or not, but I'm going to. We're going to get ourselves a serrated, I think. Why not, man? We love serrated. And yeah, we're gonna keep going with the normal build because, like, the reason why I was doubting myself a little bit is, or slash trying to change it up, is because I was thinking maybe we should just go the oboe, right, in the game right in front of him. But I think we don't do enough damage, slash he does enough damage to ward us off that, and also we don't have like our core build built yet, so it's like I'd rather just get my real damage online and potentially just kill him again, you know, than do anything crazy. So I don't want to go oboe and have 0 pen, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We'll get oboe after hydras. The hydras and the hydras are going to be so good versus a mage. I mean, it's just good in general, but when you're against a mage, you're trying to kill them in a timely fashion because they really want to get tons and tons of ability rotations off versus you, and you want to put them down as quick as possible so they can't just infinitely heal, stuff like that, right? Okay, so he does have healing. We may need to build some anti-heal this game. Oh, you know what I want to do, though? I want to go get that Chester he's got over there. Nice. That's big. We got the Chester, boys. Alright, we're just going to hit this thing up a bit. It's the best we can do, really. We're gonna leave. Hopefully we can get buff pressure. That's my main thing right now. We don't want to lose buff pressure. So we're gonna back, get hydras. He might get his blue buff, but I'm really not sweating the blue buff. I actually don't care that much about that at all. So and the main thing is we want to make sure we keep getting the scepter, and we want to make sure we get the red buff. Those are the main things we're looking for here. Gonna heal up our tower just a tiny bit, just until the red buff comes up, really. Also, sorry if you guys can hear, like, in the background. What's it called? I'm pretty sure my cousin is in the living room watching. I think she's listening to music, and I'm pretty sure that Jesse's Girl is playing right now, which is pretty funny. I haven't heard that song in many years. Jesse's Girl. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I don't think you guys can, so it should be fine. But on the off chance that you guys can, now you know what it is, right? Now you guys at least know. Alright, we're gonna go over here and we're going to pick up this rock. And now we're just gonna look for a kill. Hopefully we can get one, man. I'm gonna actually stall that minion wave, I think. I'm just gonna let it kill each other so that way, hopefully the idea is my minion waves are a little bit close together. That's the idea. Yeah, see, like the other minion wave's on the way. Looking good. He might not expect my damage from this Hydras. Alright, that's his ult down, and he didn't really get that much value out of it, poke-wise, so I think I'm just going to blink through here, and I'm just going to go on the Titan quite a bit. Oof. Alright, we cleared the wave. We didn't really get punished for that. The thing is, though, is like, I don't know, I kind of want an oboe because, you know, it's the Titan ending item, but at the same time, he's not really standing in range of the oboe proc, I don't think, so... kind of a weird situation, to say the least. I think we just go brawlers last and call it a day. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, I think that's all we need. He has upgraded med too. Like, he has so much healing. We just need to get a brawlers online. Screw an oboe. We're gonna look for the kill. We're gonna look for the kill. Also, I just kind of realized how weird that sounded a second ago. You know, like K Koner brother, my cousin, listening to Jesse's. What's it called? I don't think she actually looked it up. It's just one of those channels that play music, you know? Which is actually kind of funny too, because it reminds me of a story of long story short, I've told this on stream before, and I don't really want to get too into it because we're doing a Gilgamesh guide video right now, but I actually, when I was in high school, I had a girlfriend, and right before we were going to like this dance, it wasn't like prom or anything, but it was a dance, and I went over to her house to, you know, meet up with her, and her mom started playing Jesse's Girl on the TV. And and told her daughter to dance with me, but she was embarrassed and wouldn't dance with me, so I ended up dancing with her mom to the song Jesse's Girl. Okay, anyway, it's a random story. We're just kind of avoiding most of his damage, and I think we're just going to go on the Titan now. No, we're not. We're killing him. We're killing him. It's over for him. We just do too much damage at this point. We didn't even have a red buff or a red pot. We just kind of beat him down because we got the brawlers and we're 6-slot Gilgamesh and we do what we want. How much damage did my scepter do? Oh, a whole 59 damage. Big boy damage right there. Oh my god, what an interesting game. I think that was a good enough one to close it out on though. This video is probably super long. It's probably like an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours by now. I don't know. I haven't really like paid attention to how long these games have been, but if we can get out of this stupid loading screen, I can say GG to Goldeneye here. And then I think I saw him lose when I tabbed out. Twig was in a game. I think I saw him lose to Twig earlier, so I don't really know where he's at on the leaderboard now, but I'm kind of curious. Dude, am I insane? Like, I don't see this guy, man. Maybe he got demoted. Oh no, he's right there, number 12. So he's 68-3. And one of those losses was the one that you literally just saw me do earlier. So again, he is a GM player. And so yeah, GG's Mr. Goldeneye. It was a good time. And sorry I had to pause for you. I don't know what was going on. Maybe he was lagging or something. Who knows? But yeah, I think that I'm going to end the video here, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy watching the Gilgamesh video. A little bit different, kind of like a guide situation. It was really just me playing a bunch of Gilga games and explain things to you and show you guys, you know, the different type of builds you can do. But either way, I hope you guys did enjoy it. And I appreciate you guys for watching. And I'm going to go get some food, man. I'm starving to death. I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. But yeah. Put a good amount of time into this video today, and also just to show you guys that I didn't skip. Oh wait, actually, before we get off, I didn't skip anything. Like I didn't like not show you guys losses or anything like that. Dude, this game is so bad, man. Why does it take so long to show? As you guys can see, the games where I didn't play Gilgamesh was because he was banned. So I didn't skip any losses or anything like that. I can actually show you guys. I did get number 1 Gilgamesh. I checked it before this. I checked it last game. I did get number 1 Gilgamesh. This isn't even recording the past like 2 or 3 games. It takes a while for this thing to update. So I would assume we're about like 40-0 right now, 41-0 or something to that nature, right? So undefeated still. Hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed recording it for you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Goodbye.